Jewish woman's afterlife. Vision reveals a secret about peace in the Middle East. My name is Leah Cohen, and I never thought I would be telling a story like this. I was born into a deeply traditional Jewish family in Jerusalem. My father was a rabbi, as was his father before him. My life revolved around faith, the Torah, and our people's enduring hope for the Messiah. I never questioned it. I lived by the sacred words of our ancestors, trusting that we, the Jewish people, had been given the ultimate truth. Christianity, Islam, they were not for us. They were different paths, and I had never considered looking beyond what I had been raised to believe. My faith was my foundation, my identity, my entire world. But then everything changed. It was an ordinary morning when it happened. I was rushing, as usual, trying to balance work, family, and the never-ending responsibilities of life. I remember feeling a sudden tightness in my chest, like an unseen hand pressing down, crushing me. The room spun. My breath became shallow. My husband, Isaac, called my name in alarm. I tried to answer, but the world around me collapsed into darkness. And then I woke up, but not in my home, not in my body. I was somewhere else, floating, weightless. There was no fear, no pain, only peace. Below me, I saw my lifeless body. Doctors working frantically, my husband sobbing, clutching my hand. I wanted to tell him I was okay, but the words never formed. Someone was pulling me upward. Then I saw it, a light. Not just any light. It was alive, breathing, full of something I cannot describe. Love? Peace? It was more. It was everything. I was drawn to it, pulled as if by an invisible force. I moved toward it willingly, knowing, feeling that this was where I was supposed to go. Then within the light, a figure appeared. I knew him instantly, though I had never met him before. It was Jesus. A Jewish woman meeting Jesus? The thought would have been absurd to me in life. But in that moment, it wasn't absurd. It was undeniable. He wasn't how I had imagined. He didn't have the long, flowing golden hair from paintings. No, he was strong, radiant, and full of an authority so immense I felt unmade in his presence. But more than that, he was love. Not just the love of a man, not just kindness. It was the love of a Messiah, the love of God. He knew me, every secret, every fear, every joy. He saw into the depths of my soul. Yet there was no judgment, only understanding. I wanted to look away, to deny him, to say, "This isn't possible, you aren't real." But I couldn't, because I knew the truth. He was the one we had been waiting for, the one my people had prayed for, yearned for, longed for, but never recognized. Tears filled my eyes. I dropped to my knees. I was unworthy. Jesus stepped forward, his eyes full of both sorrow and love. "Leah," he said. His voice was unlike any I had ever heard. Not loud, yet powerful. A whisper and a storm all at once. "You have sought truth all your life, but you have only seen part of the story." I trembled. "But I have followed the Torah. I have kept the commandments. I have honored God." Jesus nodded. "Yes, and that is why you were brought here. But faith without understanding is incomplete. You were given the Torah, and it is good. But the Torah was always pointing to something greater, to me." Tears streamed down my face. How had I missed it? Then the world around me shifted. I saw visions. The first was Abraham on Mount Moriah, raising his knife to sacrifice Isaac. But suddenly, the scene changed. Jesus was carrying a wooden cross, his body broken, sacrificing himself as the true lamb, the true offering. I saw Moses lifting the bronze serpent in the desert, healing those who looked upon it. But then it transformed. Jesus on the cross, his arms open, offering healing to the world. I saw the prophets, Isaiah's suffering servant, pierced for our transgressions, Zechariah's prophecy, they will look on me, the one they have pierced. The truth hit me with the force of a storm. Jesus was the fulfillment of every prophecy, the Messiah we had missed. I wept. My people have been waiting for you for thousands of years, and we did not see. He knelt beside me, his eyes filled with sorrow. And you are not the only ones, he said. Suddenly the vision changed again. I saw the Western Wall, hundreds of Jewish men and women praying, yearning. I saw synagogues filled with worshipers crying out for salvation. Then I saw mosques. Thousands of Muslims bowed in prayer, calling out to Allah, seeking peace, longing for truth. I saw churches, Christians kneeling before crosses, hands raised, asking for the kingdom to come, and then they all disappeared. In their place, I saw something terrifying. War, bloodshed, cities in flames, families weeping over the bodies of their loved ones, brother fighting against brother. Hatred passed from one generation to the next, and then a whisper in my soul. They do not see, they do not understand, but the truth is the same for all of them. A secret was being revealed to me, the secret to peace in the Middle East, and it was him. Jesus looked at me. Until they see me, there will be no peace. I gasped. It was so simple, so obvious. The world was fighting over land, over religion, over who was right, but the truth was him, not just for the Jews, not just for the Christians, not just for the Muslims, for everyone. And until the world saw him as he truly was, there would be no peace. I wanted to scream, to tell everyone, to shout, "Look, look, he is the answer." But before I could, I felt myself being pulled back. The light faded. The warmth disappeared. I opened my eyes. I was back, in a hospital room, my husband's tear-streaked face above me. "You're alive," he sobbed. I clutched his hand, weeping. Not because I had returned, but because I had to tell the world what I had seen, because I now knew the truth. The secret to peace was not in governments, in treaties, in dividing land. It was in Jesus, and until the world saw him, truly saw him, peace would never come. But now I knew my purpose. I had to tell them, I had to tell everyone. He is the way, he is the truth, he is the peace the world is searching for.